going to be by far the easiest daily gratitude video blog that I've ever done. Because if you look at your calendar, for you, it's September 26th. For me, if my math is correct, it was 28 years ago today that I received the word that my cancer was in remission. I was 18 years old then. And after spending multiple months wondering whether I was going to live or die, wondering, what the future was going to have in store for me, if I was going to have one at all, I was given the green light to begin planning a life again. And my brain was just so flooded with gratitude and the possibilities. I felt like I was starting with a blank slate. It was almost like a rebirth. And over the years, I've grown to affectionately call this day my ReBirthday, because I really felt like I was starting over. I'd say 99% of my friends vanished for various reasons. And so I needed to start finding new relationships. I was questioning all of my beliefs, all of the assumptions I'd made about life and who I was and who people were and how the universe functioned. So I was looking to rebuild a new belief system. I couldn't have started over more cleanly than if I had amnesia or something. I had no idea who I was. So as I was thinking about it, the one thing I asked myself is, man, how do I want to live this second chance? How do I want to live life now after having my mortality shoved down my throat every single day? And I made myself several promises. One was that nobody would ever feel alone in my presence, because I felt so isolated, so alone, in many ways abandoned. So I've spent the past 28 years learning everything I can about connection, about being present, about just what it means to be with another person. And I've become so good at it that anybody that I meet, I'm able to keep my promise, that they feel that I truly see them, that I'm with them. Another thing I promised myself is that I wouldn't pass up an opportunity to be helpful if I could, because there were a whole team of people working every single day to make sure that I lived. And countless of people since then have come into my life and helped me in ways I'll never be able to pay back. Doesn't mean I'm not going to try. It just means it's difficult to pay back. And with the advent of social media, it is much easier than it's ever been before to help people. And that is probably the answer to the question, man, why do I make myself so available? Why am I out there so much? Why am I being so vulnerable? Because that's what it means to me to be giving back. I've been to the very cores of, not to tempt fate here, my own capacities to feel pain. I mean, I felt it at such a primal level and have been able to do the work to heal that and come back from it. And I want to show other people that, guess what? It can be the most horrific place in your life right now, but there's a way out. How do I know? I've had a similar experience. Probably not the same as yours, but similar. And how do we find out whether that's true or not? We talk. And if you think there's anything I have to offer you to be helpful, then I will help you as best I can. If it seems like we're not a good fit, then I'm going to support you in persevering until you find the person that can be helpful for you. So it's been 28 years. It's amazing. It seems like it's just been a flash. And one of the other things that I promised myself is that I would make sure that on my ReBirthday that I express gratitude for everything that I have in my life that I wouldn't have had I died when I was 18. And this is probably the first time I've been able to say those words without choking up. It's pretty easy when I think about just how profound a statement that is. But Everything is new every day. When I ask somebody, what's new? Nothing. Really? Have you paid attention yet today? Because even though you've done a lot of Mondays before, you haven't done today yet. You haven't done this moment yet. And if you remember that and stop and pay attention and realize what's going on around you, there's never nothing going on. I can close my eyes and listen, and I'll hear my first bird chirp for today. I'll hear the breeze. I'll see the sun for the first time today. There are so many glorious things happening around us that we don't stop and pay attention to because we lie to ourselves and tell ourselves that they're ordinary. They're typical. Same old, same old. It's such a crying shame that we have access to so many miraculous things and trivialize them. So I'm grateful for all of those new experiences every single day. I'm mostly grateful for you because the thousands of people I've met over the past 28 years who've brought smiles to my face, who've reminded me that I have value in the world, that allowed me to be helpful to them, that left me in awe at their courage, at their creativity, at their generosity, and they inspired me to do more. And every time I meet someone new, it's a new teacher, someone who has something to teach me, or somebody that just has to remind me, Brian, you're not being present, or Brian, you've really got your head up your ass right now. My wife's really good at reminding me of that one, by the way. But there's just so much. And yet there's so little. What there's so little of is time. And I'm not saying panic, freak out, be in a hurry. Oh my goodness, I have so much to do in so little time. You're not paying attention when you hurry. But the reality is, we will probably never have time to do everything we want. But if we pick the things that matter most to us, and we do those things with all of our heart and all of our sincerity, then our legacies will at least have that. Won't have everything we wanted, but it'll have some really meaningful, purposeful stuff. So that's why I pour so much into each day. I want it to come from my heart. I want it to come from my barest humanity, because I am so blessed to continue to live this human life after 28 years. And I am not going to piss it away for anything, because I don't know that I've earned the second chance, but I've certainly been given it, and I'm not going to waste it. And hopefully this message is in some way helpful for you. If so, feel free to comment away. Feel free to private message me at all if you want to share an experience of yours that this resonates with. And if there are others that you think can benefit from this, share it with them and send them my way. Because there's a lot of people in this world, a lot of folks that need help, and a lot of folks that need to be reminded that somebody sees them and that they're never alone. So join me in celebrating my ReBirthday. It's an absolute honor to have you in my journey. This is Brian King, and we will talk again very soon.